Greetings from Bulgaria. I'm Vulkk. In case you stumble upon this video for the very first time, I'm doing beginning actually my Assassin's Creed coverage way later because, well, I missed the launch of the game, which was, in case you didn't know, at the end of October last year, 2017. This is actually going to begin the second playthrough that I will be doing, and depending on your interest, guys, and your comments and your enthusiasm, I might end up with this, which is usually what I do for a new game, first 40-ish minutes. It will be spiced up with some commentary and tutorials and a little bit of a beginner's guide, but generally it's about the gameplay and allowing you to feel the game and whether it's something that you would enjoy. I've definitely enjoyed it because I just finished my first playthrough yesterday and I've spent some 32 hours, I can't really remember. I played it on normal difficulty, and as you can see on your screen, the game allows you to pick between 4 different difficulty modes. I played on normal, but this time I'm gonna start on hard. Let's check it out.
You are the Magi from Siwa. I thought Magi was supposed to protect the Pharaoh. I am Magi to no Pharaoh. You see this? I can read my own name, Nat. We will find you. We will find you. In your sleep! Sleep? I never sleep. I just wait in the shadows, and I will kill you all. Everyone who sniffed the air that day in Siwa!
You killed my master and left me for dead. That was a mistake.
Your master was a murderer.
I am his sworn bodyguard. It is a question of honor.
I am the Magi of Siwa.
Then you are a worthy opponent.
Just in case you have never played an Assassin's Creed game, this is going to be your tutorial into the combat system. Very simple. The fight actually is not really tough.
A broken weapon won't save you. This place will serve as tomb to one of us. Let it be you.
Let us go.
Shield break is usually more useful against big opponents with big shields.
It's a fight to the death.
So be it.
And yeah, that's what happens when you fail. It may seem an easy fight, but believe me, not everything is going to be so easy in the future. This is just the tutorial. And obviously, yeah, you will get punished if you screw up.
Anubis awaits you.
Every single different weapon in the game, and there are quite a few different categories of weapons, allows you to have a special power. Basically, when you shield yourself based on the weapon that you're using and the shield, and when you deal damage to your opponents, you actually gain, let's call it for simplicity, power. You build power. And this is your melee weapon. Later in the game, you will be allowed to switch to a different weapon instead of going to the gear window, which you can see on the screen right now. You've got the shield as well, which unfortunately you cannot unequip, because at first I personally wanted to play without the shield, as in the typical melee DPS kind of guy from MMOs. Later in the game you will have tools. This tutorial and today's video will probably not talk about tools, because you actually earn those and need those much later in the game. This is the right section of the crafting window. You're allowed to upgrade actually, and you don't really craft anything new. You just collect materials from the open world or purchase them from vendors where available, and you upgrade your current gear. Because you don't have a 2 at the moment in the beginning of the game, you also don't have an upgrade available for the 2. On the left side, you can have up to 2 different bows based again on what skills you have unlocked. We'll talk about skills a little bit later on. Then you have several different mounts, which are exactly the same in terms of behavior, speed, and things like that, but they look different. And because I've purchased the gold edition, you can see that I've got these 3 as a gift. Outfits are also customizable appearances for your main character, and you can purchase from vendors or from the in-game store. I've never used the in-game store, and I don't plan to, so I can't really tell you what's available there and why, because I'm not really familiar with the items on it. And in the bottom left side of the screen are the 3 available upgrades for your ranged gear. You can upgrade the stabilizer glove, and when I mouse over it, you can see the crafting materials needed. Obviously, here in the empty gray slots, you will see the progress, how many tiers you have upgraded. You can see that each item has a different number of upgrades available, and each upgrade costs significantly more, and later upgrades obviously will cost different kinds of crafting materials as well. Crafting materials are easily obtainable in the open world through just exploring tombs for the special ones, or killing the wild animals around for the simple ones like these things. The third one is currently unavailable because it will be unlocked later in the game. This is an Assassin's Creed game, and you will need your hidden blade or a secret blade or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed series, let me say that in the very beginning, although it's already been 10-ish minutes into the video. I started Assassin's Creed Origins with a pure knowledge that I'm probably going to miss some fine details from the previous games. Although this is called Origins for a reason, and I don't want to spoil the story for you, but you can guess what the origins of the Assassin's Creed means. It's a story set in the ancient Egypt, and as far as my knowledge can tell, not too many things, factual things, outside of the main story, of course, are changed. So the environment is really realistic. The the behavior of the people, the outfits that they're wearing, not the language, of course. I'm using the English version of the game, so everybody speaks English with a very nice and funny accent, sometimes far stronger than my own accents. How about we finish talking about the inventory? These are the categories of the weapons. The yellow one is the best tier, which is legendary. The blue one is regular, and I currently don't have the purple one, which is rare. So you have 3 different kinds of tiers for the weapons, and based on the tier you can have up to 3 different upgrades. In this case, that sword, which I've received as a gift because I own the gold edition of the game, Vox Populi, is a legendary regular sword. It's for level 1. You can upgrade these weapons at vendors throughout the open world for a modest price of, I believe, 3,000 currency. And you can have up to 3 different bonuses. In this case, this one has critical hit rate, combo multiplier, and instant charging. If I hit L, because that's the default key combination on PC, you will see this screen, which will help you learn and better understand what kind of bonuses you're exactly getting from this. So because I've got this sword with critical hit rate, combo multiplier, and instant charging, let me hit again, and we'll check the critical hit rate, for example, with this description. You can see that there are 4 different levels, which means that based on how many white rectangles you have next to the bonus, you would know what kind of tier it is. Now, to my knowledge, these bonuses are random and you cannot upgrade them. You can upgrade the damage and the quality of the item, but the bonuses, at least throughout my first playthrough, remain the same. So maybe I'm missing something here, but I was never able to upgrade. On the outfit section, I forgot to mention that if you want to, you can use toggle hood and on and off. Later, there will be 2 more options for beard and hair, but let's not go ahead of ourselves. Pressing and holding on V will allow you to do this. At any moment now, the game will probably give us a clue. There we go. Hold V to use the Animus Pulse and find hidden objects. I just did that, and we've got this one object, which is our pathway. Believe me when I tell you that this game looks absolutely amazing. Now I'm playing on PC with full maximum details and absolutely everything cranked up to the maximum. The resolution is 1440p, and no matter how high quality video I upload, you always probably know that YouTube does their own rejiggering or crap, the word is escaping. Post-processing, let's call it, on each video, so the quality is actually a little bit lower than what I see on my own screen and what you see on your monitors or TVs. Alt and space are your most used keys for all kinds of actions in the game, in addition to W, A, S, and D.
Centuries upon centuries ago.
I believe I mentioned a couple minutes ago that if you explore different kinds of tombs, you will never feel the need to go and buy crafting materials or anything else. And here is something funny. You hold and you press and hold the right mouse button, and you click the left mouse button, and this is by default the key combination for using your bow, but not when you have a torch in your hand. There are a lot of hidden treasures that you can pick up here in this tomb, but I'm going to take the quick road and just follow the story for your benefit. Because if I start exploring it, it's actually quite big and it might take up the full 40-ish minutes.
There. Light.
And now we have to get there. I'm saved! Or maybe I'm about to save someone else in front of me.
Of course.
Get him! Die! Watch out!
Is that you? It is an ambush. You are telling me?
Not every mob or enemy will drop something for you, but you have to be careful, and I highly advise you to pick up the loot.
I see you have made new friends.
They were setting up an ambush. It's a good thing I came to welcome you, huh? Ah! It's been months. Look at that beard, huh?
It's been nearly a year, my friend.
Feels good to get out and fight. I am out of practice. In Siwa, everyone defers to the soldiers on pain of death, or worse.
I've killed one of the masked ones. The Heron.
4 more. Come. It has been a long road. You need rest?
No. No rest. Not until all the masked one's guts lie baking in the sand.
Gods, I have missed you. Where is your mouth?
Ah, there you are, boy.
And just to show off, I would like to use this one, because it looks so much
Let us
cooler.
go, Senny.
How have you been holding up since I left?
It has been difficult, Bayek.
A black one.
Without you, the villagers look to me to keep order. But the soldiers have set up a garrison, and they rule over all.
A garrison in Siwa?
Ptolemy wants the entire region kept under heel. I do my best to keep the villagers out of trouble. I could use your help.
I'll do what I can. But do not forget, I have my own justice to pursue.
I knew I could count on you, Senny.
Stunning view everywhere you look and everywhere you go. By the way, for some of you it might feel a little bit confusing that the story picks up from nowhere in the very beginning, but don't worry, everything will be explained later on.
The garrison soldiers are brutal. If they suspect a villager is lying to them, they burn his neighborhood. And worse.
If you press and hold default key combination on PC X, your character will start
Welcome
automatically
home,
following the pathway.
Siwa has missed you.
When you have a destination to go to, in this case I'm just following Hepzefa, you will also have a chance to press another key combination, which is default key E,
No one in the Wahat could
and you automatically start heading towards that destination.
Taxed or beaten. We all have learned to obey and keep our heads down. You see how it is.
Let's not attract attention.
Out of the way!
Are you going to go to your house?
Nothing there for me. Tell me about the Ibis.
Medunamun.
Is he here?
He is the plague on the oasis. As you can see, the soldiers have become more brutal since he arrived. Before they got drunk and fought with the villagers. Now that Medunamun is here, they are disciplined and vicious.
All the more reason to kill him.
Do not take him lightly. He is lean and sinewy, but very powerful.
Behold what becomes of those who
Be
disobey
careful, Bayek!
Medunamun.
Siwa's not like it was!
Great God!
Oh! Almost missed my turn.
Good young.
Ah, home. Leave your mount. He will not stray far. Go ahead on in. Rest, my friend. It has been a difficult day.
I have no interest in rest. I must prepare for this man.
Hepzibah! Hepzibah! Once again, the soldiers! Hayek!
Rabia! My Rabia!
I have worried about you.
Ah, you know me, eh? You should be worried. Ah,
Look at you. Cuts? Contusions?
I'm fine.
Sit! 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 I'll take care of it.
You haven't changed.
You and I've always patched you two up. Made excuses to your parents. Times have changed, but you, I can count on.
Slumbering Osiris. I thought you would never wake up.
Ah, Rabia patched me up and
I let you sleep. You need to be alert to tangle with Medunamun. In fact, my friend,
A new bow?
see if you like it. Best spot to hit is right in the head.
Quick tutorial on how to play with the bow.
One of the dummies is sturdier than the other. More arrows in the back over there.
It is strung well.
I pulled it tight. Take another shot. Good.
Hepzibah!
What is it?
Soldiers are coming for you!
Go. Come, quickly.
Exulta, no one gets out of the house alive. Hepzibah! We're just here to talk! Nomarch Rujek's been killed. Your friend, the Medjay, may have been involved. Come out, if you wish to clear his name. Prepare an ambush.
Neck! They will find my letters and burn down my place. I will be executed.
Don't worry. I will take care of this.
Watch out!
Before they detect us for the very first time in the game, they tell you that in high vegetation, if you actually crouch, you can be safe. And in this case, detection an enemy has detected you, and the enemy will approach and investigate. If you press C to enter crouch mode, this white arrow angled notification will slowly disappear, but the guy that spotted you will come and investigate.
What's that? Who's there?
Keep low. He is getting too close.
Hey!
When the body is yellow, you have a small window of time to eliminate the enemy before they attack you. And you can eliminate them with a takedown, which is default key combination F or key press F.
Now for the rest.
Even if it turns red, you still have a few seconds before they start screaming and eventually attract others' attention. Randomly across the world, you will be able to replenish your arrows. And because I already got the bow as a gift, I can now equip a better bow, which is again a gift from the gold edition. That benefit on fire is really, really useful. Unbelievably useful. Creates chaos.
Just a few questions.
I will slip around behind
Going to be
For the
surprised.
love of Ra, we cannot let them burn my house too high. Do not leave the
Later in the
bodies
game,
open.
you have an option to pick up loot automatically, but I personally believe that's a waste of skill. We'll talk about skills in a moment, don't worry. I'll show you the skill tree as well. Whoops, not that way, dude.
I will slip around behind them.
For the love of Ra, we cannot let them burn my house too, Bayek.
I hear you. Wait a second.
Okay, 2 more, I think.
Two of us. Will spot any danger.
Hey, what?
Is it meant to be amusing?
And 1 more left over there. If it sounds a little bit repeatable, that's because we're currently playing some kind of a tutorial where the game is actually showing us what features are available, and a lot more will be available later on as we start leveling up the character. Who, if you didn't catch up, is called Bayek. And he's a loco from here, from Siwa.
That does it.
Thank you, Bayek. I told you these Nekatiadids do not care.
I cannot believe their gall.
It is sad. Come upstairs. I will show you all the Magi duties of Siwa. All the problems of Siwa are here. I try to help everyone, but it is more than I can do.
So you are telling me you do not have the powers of a god?
But the real problem is that man you want to kill. Majunimon. The people were hopeful when he first arrived. Surely things would improve. We soon learned the truth, actually.
I fear for the safety of your family, priest. I will move them to a more secure area.
That is the man you're up against.
I will find him and kill him.
Majunimon is a lot more powerful than he looks, and he is surrounded by the finest soldiers.
I do not care.
You'll be killed. You need to get tougher if you want to murder that spindly shit. For sure, you'll need better armor.
I can make that myself.
Weapons are more difficult. The soldiers took everything in the village.
I will talk to the blacksmith.
Yes, Benipe can certainly make something for you. Or Senu can help you find what you need.
Senu? Senu is alive.
Look who is coming.
Senu, old girl. In fine form.
Rabia has nursed her to health.
I must thank her.
The people are desperate for your help, Bayek. They'll help you if you help them.
I understand.
We've got the next quest available
I need
already.
to hunt for leather.
Before we go on a hunt, let me show you the skills, because we already leveled up and I've got 4 ability points. I have 3 of them for free, again, because I own the gold edition, and yes, this is a solo game, so I don't mind getting free stuff for my money. Basically, if you don't know, there might be a link in the video description if I post the article in time. If not, just rely on the words that I'm going to tell you. The gold edition contains the game, all of the DLCs, all of the gifts, all of the in-game items, and pretty much everything that Ubisoft is planning to release. Now, onto the abilities window. This is what you see, and you can branch your abilities into the Hunter tree to the left, the Warrior tree to the top, and the Seer tree to the right. Actually, in practice, if you play long enough and if you level enough, if you do all the side activities and gain all of the bonus ability points, you will very likely be able, by the time you're level 60-ish or 45-ish at least, you will be able to cover all of the abilities, because you can see that some of the basic ones cost 1 ability point, but later on you will have ability that cost 2 points and maybe even 3 points. What's more interesting to mention is that the top ability of each one of the trees can be acquired multiple times. So every time you spend a point on Master Warrior, you will gain 1 additional percent increase to your melee damage attacks. And because I'm a warrior by nature, that's the tree I developed first in my first playthrough. However, some useful things are available also here to the right, specifically these fire bombs and the salesman. Later on, the buy materials option is really useful for the later game as well. On the left side, you might want to purchase the bow bearer if you like to play ranged. I personally don't. Ego harass is really useful, however, you have different options rather than ego harassing for your playstyle. Because this is an Assassin's Creed game, you will have plenty of those different looking and different shaped towers where you'll be able to climb and look around the world from the top of the tower. Basically, you have up to 62 of those to explore, and because some of them will be unlocked by default when you visit big important cities, villages, or just places, you will get some of Senu's perception for free. If you haven't grasped it yet, Senu is Bayek's personal bird friend, and she's extremely useful. And I can't believe really Bayek would be able to do anything that he's actually capable of doing without Senu's help. Yes, I'm not overreacting here. Quick look at the targets window. We've already eliminated the first one in the very first minutes of the game, and Bayek currently has 1, 2, 3, 4 different enemies. One of them has already been revealed. The laters will be revealed. The others will be revealed later in the game through the main story. Because this is an open world game, you will be able to do side quests, exploration, and whatever you wish actually in between the main missions. You will, as a matter of fact, be forced to do some of those, because from main mission to main mission there are usually a few levels gap, and while traveling from one point to the other, you will discover different places and different cities where you will be able to pick up different kinds of quests, or just assist rebels, for example, which is some kind of a mini activity. We already saw that table with scrolls in the previous cutscene. Those tables with scrolls containing available missions for the region will be available for most of the bigger, at least, cities. And because I haven't actually shown you the map, this is what the map looks like, and you will start exploring it. Every region of these shaped with a different form and different scale has a different kind of level. Now you may see that Siwa is a starting location for levels 1 to 5. Unfortunately, the one to the north, Libue, is for very high level players, which means that you don't actually discover those necessarily one after another by just traveling from one to the next to the next. How you do that, how you jump from this section to, let's say, Imant Nyom, that will be revealed later on through the story. I don't believe I will actually have time in this video to reach that point of the story. But my quickest tip, because I failed to do that myself, my quickest tip, when you get to the next region after you leave Siwa, make sure that you catch the closest, what are they called, Eagle Tower? I'm not really sure, I don't remember what were they called. Fast travel locations. Okay, so this is a fast travel, and this is the one automatically unlocked as you approach the region of Siwa, for example. These will be automatically unlocked for every other big region that you stumble upon. If you click on Legend, you will see all the different icons and their meaning, so I don't think I need to spend too much time explaining, except that these are the side quests activities. Some of them are not visible on the map. You might actually be strolling on the street and just stumble upon an NPC that wants to give you a quest, and for one reason or another, Ubisoft decided that quest should not be seen on the map. Now, how about we do the quest, the mission that is currently bestowed upon us? Craft the breastplate. For that, we will need, it's actually this one, and for it we need 4 more hides. what do is go hunt animals. That's a cool mechanic, and you will be using that for pretty much everything in the game that you do. You're going to use your bird to spot your targets. Like, for example, that one over there. There is my camel. And now let's find the quickest way to the target location. No, don't do that. Damn it. I was hoping I would be able to go under this. Okay, dismount then. The mounts in Assassin's Creed Origins are just a little bit smarter than Roach in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Every single moment I spent playing this game, I kept comparing it to the latest game that I've played before that, Middle-earth: Shadow of War, because there are quite a lot of similarities. And of course, I've been comparing it and every other game like that to The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Assassin's Creed Origin has been in development for 4 years, and you can tell that it's so much bigger and more expansive than the previous Assassin's Creed games. However, I should mention that nothing really comes close to The Witcher 3. Okay, that's 2. You just approach them and you loot.
This will be enough. Thanks to
We just witnessed. Some animals will give you more crafting materials than others. Sometimes it's based on luck, sometimes it's based on level. Really hard to determine, at least I was not able to. Now in the top left corner you might notice that very small number, which in smaller resolution is probably not even visible. And I don't know why I actually showed you the ability screen and I forgot to activate something. Let me start activating the base abilities that I believe are probably the best for beginners. Air attack is really cool, but unfortunately I found it extremely situational and not that useful. Weapon bearer is something really useful if you plan to switch between 2 different weapons, and because I do have 2 different weapons, I actually can afford to spend the point here. Plus, you have to go through that if you want to branch to these sides, because many of these points here are required. So before we actually go there, I would advise you to charge your heavy attack. And maybe with the last point you can still go here, or if you prefer you can unlock air attack, or maybe even go for some of these other trees. My personal suggestion, and that's how I feel most comfortable, of course you might feel differently, excuse me, is that you would probably want to focus on one of the trees first, instead of developing your character all over the place and having skills in each one of the trees, which might actually not be a problem in lower difficulties, but I expect the game will be a lot more unforgiving if you play it on hard and nightmare. Where are we going? Open the gear page to upgrade your breastplate. Yeah, of course, opening the gear page. And because I've got enough materials, you can see that orange and black exclamation mark icon. Holding the left mouse button is going to upgrade the item and of course spend the crafting materials. We've just upgraded the breastplate and we've increased the health. You can see if I upgrade it one more time, my health will rise to 353. Current one is 290.
This will work perfectly.
If you press tab on PC, you will go to the quest screen, which again is one of the 6 available. We've already explored the gear's abilities and targets. Quests are really well designed, very intuitive. Unfortunately, your character doesn't have a say. You can either accept the quest and do it, or accept the quest and never do it, but it will forever remain here in your quest log. The different categories are: see all quests, see only the main quests, see only the side quests, see special events, and see the completed quests. really useful when you're looking for something else. You can also reorganize the quests. Unfortunately, right now I only have one, but later on you will be able to reorganize the quest based on distance to the quest objective, based on level, based on any other thing that I can't remember at the moment. The last thing that we haven't explored is the inventory screen, where you pretty much get a basic information of what your character has. I don't think it's really possible to use up all the slots in your inventory. At least I wasn't able to. Maybe at some point later on that would become an issue, but it didn't happen to me. You've got the crafting resources. These are the special crafting materials that I mentioned to you. This one is generally from crocodiles, and I don't know the English pronunciation, but in Bulgarian we call them hippopotam. You've got the soft leather, we've got the bronze, wood, pelt, and so on and so on. Different kinds of arrows for the different kinds of bows, just like the different categories for the melee weapon. You've got different categories for bows, including bows that can shoot up to 5 arrows, I believe. In the bottom left, you will have your tools available based on what skills you've activated in the seer category. These are actually related to tools over here. On the right side, you have the papyri and the animal goods, which you can sell to vendors. Down below are the trinkets, which again you can sell to vendors, and all of your important and interesting quest items are available here. I think that would be probably enough to give you an insight of what the game might be. I know that I talked a lot more than what I probably should have, but I hope that you've enjoyed this brief tutorial, brief overview, and brief beginner's insight of what Assassin's Creed Origins is. I highly recommend it to pick it up, and if you enjoy it, you might as well pick up the gold edition because it's already on a discount. I purchased mine from Kinguin for about $65 and I'm really happy. The retail price when the game released a few months ago was $100. With that, I'm leaving you. Let me know in the comments below the video, what do you think of Assassin's Creed Origins? Have you played it? Have you considered playing it? I know that I'm coming late with this video because most of you have probably already seen other people's video content or written guides and articles related to the game. But I wanted to finish it myself, and I've started it a couple weeks ago, but I primarily played it on the weekends, so that's why it took me a little bit long. As I mentioned, I believe in the beginning, it took me 30-ish hours of doing main content plus some side content. I've not explored anything in the game, not at all. 30 hours is just barely scratching the surface. I believe if you want to invest your time and complete everything 100%, you will probably go well above 100 hours. I don't know, actually. Never calculated that, never checked it, but you can check various internet locations, such as Along to Beat. That's a popular site. Anyway, thank you guys for enjoying this long video with me. See you in the next one. Bye bye.